This is what it's about, boys. Hello, I'm Alfie Slade and I want to show you how to catch big catfish. So, first things first, choosing the right lake is very important. If you don't go to a lake with big catfish in it, you're not going to catch them. Second thing is making sure you've got all the equipment strong enough to handle them. I'm going to tell you everything you need to go and catch big catfish. So, fishing line. A lot of people can use braid or line. Most UK venues have a strict rule of no braid. So I tend to go for 35 to 40 pound line minimum. Purely if there's any snags or any islands they could take you around, and you need something with a little bit of guts to hold them. So that's the line. Then with catfish, with this little fin here on the catfish, you can see there, it's got a very sharp texture to it. So when you're playing a catfish, you can imagine your line, your hook's coming out here, your line's coming up here. You need to protect that line because a lot of people can be cut off by that. So you want to be using a length of tubing, ideally a metre long, tungsten tubing. Second, the braid your actual rig's made out of. You want at least a minimum of 50 to 60 pound breaking strain. Catfish are known for their tough pads in the mouth, top and bottom, and during the course of the fight that can all very easy wear through the braid and end up causing a lost fish. So it's very important to have a nice thick strong braid to use. So going on to the rods, a lot of people want to be using at least 3 to 3.5 pound Tesco minimum, and then anything up to 4.5, 5 pound Tesco rods. Catfish are very strong in the fight and you need to make sure that they're going to hold up to the test. Secondly, a reel. If you're using thick line, I recommend to use a bigger reel because it'll hold more line and it'll be easier to reel in whilst playing the catfish. One of the main tips I can give you is to make sure you set your drag before you've either hooked their fish. So before you cast out, set your drag, make sure you can pull the line out before it's going to break, because it's very easy to get caught off guard with a catfish. If they flat rod you, it don't matter what gear you got on, they'll snap you up clean. So when they need to have their burst, you need to let them have the run. And then one of the most difficult things with catching big catfish is netting them. So I recommend to get a proper catfish landing net. The biggest one you could possibly find, the better. Then you'll need a weigh sling big enough to hold them, and I recommend to get a tripod when weighing them. And I'd recommend to get a set of scales that go over 100 pound in weight, because it's not very rare for UK catfish to go over 100 pound, and the last thing you want to be doing is catching a fish and bottoming out your scales. So that pretty much sums up everything you need to know about catching big catfish. I'll be doing more videos in more depth about rigs, bait and strategy. Be sure to like and subscribe and watch out for my next videos.